There are unsettling rumblings in the mountains of the overworld. Whispered rumors say the Illagers are building something dreadful far beneath these ancient mines. Something of soot, metal, and flame. Only a hero such as yourself could brave the cavernous underground and uncover the truth.
Welcome to Boomstick Gaming, this is Alex, and let's figure out if Minecraft Dungeons is the type of action RPG dungeon crawler you might enjoy, or perhaps not. Microsoft was nice enough to provide me access to Minecraft Dungeons, which allowed me to play the entirety of it a little early, so let's see if we can use my intel on the game to help you all in making a decision if you happen to be on the blocky fence about it. Although I wouldn't say I'm necessarily in the dedicated Minecraft community since I haven't played the base game since around early beta, I do however happen to have an affinity for ARPGs, and this one, although not trying to break the mold, it did manage to impress as I accidentally played it into the late hours of the night, even though I went into it not expecting to get much out of it. I have played nearly every title in this genre. I dare you to find one I haven't. Like of course Diablo, Path of Exile, Grim Dawn, Titan Quest, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, Wolfenstein Lords of Mayhem, Torchlight, Champions of Norath, and yes, even every single Deathspank game, which I'm not sure why I'm so proud of, but actually those do feel the most similar to Minecraft Dungeons now that I'm thinking back on them. Even though Mojang Studios, big emphasis on the studios, first outing into the dungeon crawler space isn't necessarily trying to dethrone any of those other titles, it does manage to piece together something that is easy to enjoy without being mindlessly easy for all, thanks to the multitude of difficulties each level that incentivize those whom are underpowered to take on a greater challenge for the chance at greater rewards. For newcomers to this style of game, Minecraft Dungeons is the perfect introduction to the action RPG genre, not because it's void of depth just to make it accessible, but because it properly introduces the best parts of the genre, like building out a character and adapting the combat system to your playstyle by creating your own gear and combat synergies. For all the more experienced gamers out there, the game can really be as hard as they want it to be, with the lingering fear of losing all your lives midway through a level if you ramp up that difficulty modifier a bit too far. Although one single playthrough is not terribly long by any means, the game does continue to build upon itself on subsequent higher difficulty playthroughs that offers loot and abilities not even present in the first outing. The gear in this is intelligently designed and actually worth seeking out thanks to by far my favorite system in the entire game, enchantments. You can only pick one option from each of the enchantment clusters, but since these seem to be mostly randomly chosen on each piece of gear, this allows for some pretty surprising synergies to take place. Take for example this armor set I found that allowed me to enchant it with 2 effects that modified my dodge roll to 1. Shock nearby enemies, and 2. Leave a trail of fire behind me, which allowed me to go through an entire level only using my dodge roll, not even needing my weapons. This kind of modification to your gear that actually changes the core gameplay will always be heralded by me over minute statistical improvements only. Another smart design decision here is the fact that you're never penalized for enchanting too much of your gear, and you don't have to fear wasting those enchantment points, since salvaging any outdated loot will completely refund all your spent points, allowing you to constantly be trying out different combos. If you have followed me here at Boomstick Gaming for a while, you're probably aware that I'm a big proponent of it being okay for video games to sometimes just be fun, and not everything needs to be a groundbreaking, expansive, narrative-driven cinematic experience all the time. Minecraft Dungeons is like a theme park that doesn't have any of the world record largest roller coasters in it, but they figured out a way to completely eliminate the concept of standing in a line, meaning more people can get right into the fun even faster. If you're one who would be disappointed in that imaginary theme park for not having the most ego-boosting, fear-inducing record-holding coasters willing to slog through the tedium to get to them, well, this might not provide all the highs and lows that you're looking for. But if a medium-sized park filled with enjoyable rides that you don't ever have to wait in line for sounds like a great way to spend your time after a tough day at school or work, then I feel like you will likely be satisfied with Minecraft Dungeons' more streamlined style. Now to close this out, my initial script for this was slowly piecing together in my head during the first couple of levels, which was formulating into how can I nicely say it's just for kids, which is somewhat of a silly concept to claim honestly, and I don't even believe that to be true most of the time. But luckily, after I got through that somewhat slow start of the game, I ended up trash canning that uninformed brain script I thought I would be creating right now, and ultimately ended up making what I had here for you today. If you've watched all the way up to this point and still want more raw facts on the game, well, Minecraft Dungeons launches on May 26 on PC, Xbox One, and Game Pass, along with PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. I was only able to test the local play aspect in this, but keep in mind there's also online play as well if you're cooler than me and actually have some friends. Now, if you happen to enjoy the style of informative gaming content I do here at Boomstick Gaming, consider subscribing to the channel for more, ringing that little bell icon if you already are, and you can also find me over on Twitter at BoomstickAlex. Lastly, a big mention to these top tier YouTube members and patrons who really help to keep this individually owned and operated channel functioning. As always, this has been Alex from Boomstick Gaming, and thanks for watching.